I'm looking for the head servant that used to work for Lord Granwall before his terrible and untimely demise. I was told he was sent here as a slave. He is here, isn't he? Oh, good. Can I see him? That's him. I couldn't forget that sweet face of his, even if I tried. I think I'll be buying him, but first I want to talk to him alone. Oh, he's dangerous? Thanks for the warning. But I'm pretty sure I can handle a slave chained up in a cage. Like I said, I want to talk to him alone, and that includes you guys. I don't care if my father ordered you to not let me out of your sight. My father isn't here, is he? Exactly. So unless you want me to tell him to send you right to the front lines to fight against the Devil King's army, I suggest you follow my orders. I don't care if he killed his last master. I give you an order. Now follow it. Good. Now that everyone's out of the way, I can finally talk to my dear new slave. Hey there, cutie. Do you remember me? We met at the ball that was hosted by our master Lord Granwall. Well, ex-master, considering he's dead. But you do remember me, don't you? I'm flattered, but truth be told, I would be extremely distraught if you didn't. After all, you're the only thing I could think about since meeting you. You were so elegant in that outfit, I just had to talk to you. You were so shy and sweet, I almost couldn't resist myself. If you weren't a servant, I would have asked you for a dance. But being a nobleman's daughter, that would have been, well, unbecoming of me and my family, to say the least. But after seeing you and talking to you, I just knew I had to have you for myself. I offered to buy you from the Lord, but he wouldn't sell you to me, stating that you were too irreplaceable and finding someone as competent as you would be impossible. Which I understand why completely, you being his head advisor. Plus, your clan is known for their courage and tactical prowess, even willing to die for their employer out of a sense of duty, even if you're just their servant. Which makes it so shocking that you took the life of your own master. Did he not treat you right? Or was it all the corruption and murders that he had you plan? No answer? Aren't you even going to defend yourself or explain why you did it, my dear? I will say that having the murder weapon hidden in your room was quite the damning evidence. So, at this point, trying to talk your way out of it would be a waste of time in most cases. But I'm willing to hear your side of the story. After all, I know what really happened, and I know you were framed for the murder. Feeling a little more talkative now? Good. That's such a relief. I was feeling a little neglected with you just sitting there and being all quiet. It felt like you were ignoring me. My feelings were about to be hurt. Anyways, to answer your question, who really did it then? Who assassinated your master, and who was behind it? Well, you see, love, I'm the one who orchestrated his murder, and I had the blade hidden in your room. Why, you ask? Well, let's call it killing two birds with one stone. You see, Lord Granwall had been expanding his territory, and he planned to merge my father's land and his together, considering my father doesn't have a son to take over the lands. So my father and his council thought it best for me and Lord Granwall's, well, sorry excuse of a son to marry. But now, with his father dead, it's only a matter of time before their entire empire crumbles under that incompetent brat's rule, and then, thus making their kingdom no longer a threat. Which means the marriage will fall through, and with my father's declining health, he'll have no other options than to name me as his heir to the kingdom. I already have a lot of backers, but they were afraid of going against my father's wishes. But with this new turn of events, even my father will be against the marriage as well. Are you starting to get the picture, sweetie? Why did I pick you to take the fall for the murder? Good question. Well, as I told you, I needed to take out Lord Granwald to ensure the marriage and his kingdom would fall through. If I didn't frame you for the murder, you'd just be working for his son now, and I couldn't have that for 2 reasons. The first one being, you're too skilled as the head advisor and tactician. Even that buffoon of a son of his wouldn't be able to hold his kingdom together with your help. So that was the first reason. But the more important reason is because I wanted you for myself, and I get what I want. Why do I want you? Well, that should be obvious by now. You're the most handsome man I've ever seen, and when I talk to you, you were so shy and mysterious, but also so kind. It just made me want you even more. And when I looked into your eyes, it was hypnotizing to say the least, but I could also see a lot of hardships and troubles behind those beautiful and kind eyes of yours. They say that the eyes are the windows to the soul. When it comes to my family and our bloodline, it's true. We can see things that most people can't, thanks to our blessing from the gods. Making him fall for me might be harder than I thought. Anyways, back to the point. After our discussion, I asked Lord Granwall if he would sell you to me, but as I stated earlier, he wouldn't. So I took things into my own hands. I was going to pin the murder on someone else, but setting you up was just so much more convenient. No response. Hopefully the scare tactic works. Now, since you took the fall for your master's murder, you're no longer a servant, but just a mere slave, which means I can buy you and make you my property. If you were still a servant and a free man, you'd just be working for the late Duke's son if I didn't set you up for the murder. And well, I just couldn't have that. But now that you're a slave and your late master's son hates you for killing his father, I don't have to worry about you working for him. So, as a slave, you don't have a choice in the matter. Well, you do have a choice, I guess. You can work for me and be my head advisor and get all the respect and treatment that one would get in that position. Or you could be a slave chained up in a cell. Either way, I'm still gonna own you, regardless of which option you pick. But I'm really hoping you'll be mine willingly. I need a new skill advisor, after all. I don't fully trust the one who works for my father. After all, it was his idea to marry me off to Granwell's son, so I need a good replacement, and you'd be perfect for the position. So what do you say? Will you be my head advisor? Or do you want to be a low-level slave rotting in a cell without ever seeing the light of day again? You're too much of a threat to just let you go at this point. So you can work for me or rot in a cell. Actually, there's another option. I could just have you executed. No one would blame me for that. After all, everyone thinks you killed my fiancé's father, so it would make sense that I'd have you executed. Why isn't he talking? He didn't even flinch when I mentioned locking him up in a cell for the rest of his life or even executing him. No answer? Look, I know I said I liked the whole mysterious thing, but I don't like being ignored. I'm not getting through to him. I should have known threatening him wouldn't work. I might have to try something different. I can't screw this up. He's too vital. It would be so much harder for me to take over the other kingdoms without him. Plus, I'd rather have him as my husband than just a concubine. If he refuses to work for me, all my plans will fall through, damn it. Wait, Granville did have his village attacked. Maybe if I play on that, he'd fall for it. Hey. Look, I know you might hate me for what I've done, but we both know that it was the best choice for both our kingdoms. You know Lord Granville was a corrupt man. Everything from blackmailing smaller nobles, stealing people's land, to forcing poor villagers into slavery. Is that really the type of leadership you want to support? It was on his orders to attack your clan after all. So how many people died because of him? How many of your people were sold off as slaves? Everywhere he'd tread, he'd bring nothing but death and destruction. I've seen the way he treated you and his people. The only reason you weren't sold as a slave like most of your people, and was taken in by him, was only because you were useful to him. He never cared about you, or anyone else besides himself. But I do. I care about everyone, and I want to help the most people I can. I think I'm striking a chord with him. If I keep playing on his emotions and morals, I think he'll come around. Here, come closer. Let me move your hair away from your face so I can see you better. I want to make a place where everyone can have a good life, whether they're a nobleman or a simple farmer. But to do that, I need your help. So what do you say? Will you help me build a new empire and make this world a better place? Please say something. You will? On one condition? What would that be? You have my word, if you swear your undying loyalty to me. And I promise, as soon as my father names me heir to the throne, I'll make sure to the best of my ability that all of your clansmen will be returned home. And they will have my protection, which means they won't ever have to worry about their land being stolen or them being sold as slaves or indentured servants. Your people will be free. You have my word. All you have to do to make that happen is swear your undying allegiance to me. Can you do that for me? Yes? Thank you. You don't know how happy that makes me, my love. I'll get my men and slave traders to get you out of those chains in the cage. You just wait for me for a second. Release him and escort him to my carriage. And before anyone says something, remember my threat still stands. So does anyone have any problems or questions? None? Good. Then let's get going. Careful there, sweetie. Watch your step. You must be weak and tired from spending almost a week chained up in that cage. Did they even feed you? You look like you lost some weight. You're fine? You don't look fine, poor dear. Don't worry. As soon as we get home, I'll have someone draw a bath for you and have the chefs make you a nice hot meal. I can't believe he's willingly coming home with me. I thought for sure I was going to have to force him, although he does kind of look cute in chains. Maybe I'll get him a nice collar that has my name on it. But that will have to wait for a while. The last thing I want to do is smother him. The ride will take about 2 hours, so for now, just drink this. It's just some herbal tea. It'll help relax you and help you get some sleep on the way home. I know it's kind of bitter, but try to drink as much as you can. That's my good boy. You must be exhausted. Here, lay your head on my lap. You don't want to get my dress dirty? Look, as your new owner, I order you to lay your head on my lap. Okay, dear? Are you feeling tired yet? Well, it looks like the herbs are doing their job, so just close your eyes and let me play with your hair. We'll be home in no time.